Listen, everybody, we want to welcome you to hashtag the Wakanda difference. I just love the name. I mean, come on, let's just applaud, thank. Oh, yeah. Dr. Reed always snap, snap, snap. I'm a poetry fan too. Yeah, exactly. And so we're excited that you're here and that you're taking the time to hear some powerful, powerful information. I'm just going to get the show started because a lot of times we've got questions about things and we wonder about certain things. And we hope today to give you some answers to some things. So I'm going to start this off by just asking you this question. Why shy away from network marketing? So why be afraid of that? What's being said about network marketing, MLMs, and direct selling, especially during this season? I want to share with you some things that are being said. As I began to research and look out on the internet, there was a company called LEK. They're a British management consulting firm, and they had a headline in their article that said COVID-19 and direct selling, how industry leaders can weather the pandemic. And look what they said. This is what they suggest we do. Focus on repeat customers, enable e-commerce, invest in online training and development tools, incorporate COVID-19 guidance into broader health and wellness themes. Oh my God. Are y'all watching this? Look at this. This is what other people are saying. This is not Wakanda. This is LEK. Rallyware. Well, I always have to figure out, well, who in the heck is Rallyware? They're a performance enablement platform that automatically prescribes the right training and business activities to the right individual at the right time. That's a long description of a company. But they had an article, and the title of it was How Direct Selling Got Transformed During the COVID-19. And here's some of the highlights of what the article said. We've entered into a remote work revolution. They also said that one sector, while also impacted, has remained strong and has even emerged as a viable career solution for many as a result of this pandemic. And that was the direct selling industry. E-commerce, they said, is not slowing down anytime soon. The direct selling industry was built for precisely this type of climate. And then here's the suggestions that they made that anybody should do during this time period. Have a full featured back office, a means of training existing distributors, engaging distributors with data-driven rewards and recognition, and streamlining communications. Anybody getting excited yet? I am. Forbes. Okay, now I don't have to explain who they are, right? They had an article called Put Your Thinking Caps On, How to Sell During the Coronavirus Pandemic. And here's what they said. A number of executives suggested we must learn how to excel at the remote sale. Think about how to turn everything virtual. Oh my goodness. Business Insider, don't have to describe them. You know Business Insider. They said direct sales companies, also called network marketing or multi-level marketing companies, because they can continue their work mostly unhindered, these companies are taking this opportunity to promote their businesses as a safe alternative. And they went on to say that recruiting efforts often take the form of, drum roll please, Facebook posts and Instagram live videos. Then they said distributors from multiple brands told Business Insider that one of the biggest advantages of their jobs is the ability to work from the comfort of their own homes. This has proven to be an especially lucrative perk while the majority of the country is homebound. And then Time magazine, they have a quote and information from the Direct Selling Association, who out of 51% of their companies, of their 51 companies that did a survey, this is what they said. COVID-19 has had a positive impact on their 2020 revenue. Recessions tend to be good for MLMs, and this recession shows no sign of abating as new COVID-19 outbreaks slow reopenings. And last but not least, Channel 8, an ABC affiliate in Jonesboro, Arkansas, had an article out there on the internet. Hey, you guys can do your due diligence. Their article said, pandemic sparks increase in network marketing. And they went on to say that direct sales and multi-level marketing companies have been around for decades. And according to the Federal Trade Commission, they are legal companies that recruit distributors to sell a certain product to friends, family, and a network of acquaintances. Many of these businesses are reputable and can contribute significantly to household income. Well, I'm just going to drop the mic and pass the mic right now because, I mean, what can we say? And that's why you're here at this compliance webinar. And I want you to get ready for our next speaker, Dr. Joy Smith. Man, Dr. Joy Smith, she's a farm MD. Let me tell you, this lady has done so many things. She has helped so many people, and she has learned compliance from top to bottom, which really makes her perfect for the role that she's playing right here at Wakana as a certified Wakanapreneur. Without any further ado, please receive Dr. Joy.
Hello, Dr. Roz. How are you? How's everybody feeling tonight? All right. So as Dr. Rita does, the options are awesome, awesome, and awesome. So please put them in the chat.
No signal.
All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen out of respect for time. We're gonna get this thing started. And we're gonna kind of talk about some terms because that's just who I am. I talk about terms. So 1 second. Okay, so welcome to the Wakana Difference. What number is this? Third, fourth?
Fourth.
The fourth Wakana Difference. Awesome. All right, so you all know who I am. I'm gonna skip this slide, but just know that I love plant-based healing and I love my family. So this is who I am. I want you all to know that words have power. So I talked a little bit about this on our last Wakana Difference, but as distributors, as customers, what you say holds a lot of weight. So specifically when we're talking about claims, and I won't go too deep because I know Phyllis is going to kind of cover this, but when we're talking about claims, we are not claiming that our products cure or treat or do anything that any drugs can do. We just talk about maybe relief, or we may talk about helping or assisting. In terms of earning claims, we don't want to talk about the amount of money that we make. We don't want to give false hope for distributors that are coming in. Your work is based on, your income is based on what you do. So a little bit of information about the Federal Trade Commission. You'll kind of understand how that ties in a moment. So the Federal Trade Commission kind of regulates what multi-level marketing companies do. And in a nutshell, what they do, they prevent unfair competition, they prevent unfair or deceptive acts affecting commerce, and they protect consumers from wrongdoing. So in our connection, it's protecting us as distributors and protecting consumers that we may be in contact with. So what is a distributor? What are you as a distributor? You're a person who gives out or sells, well, maybe not food, we're not talking about food, but services or products to customers or other businesses. Our role is to prospect for new customers and business partners. We educate those consumers and business partners on the benefits of our products. We help customers and business partners during the purchasing process, and we recruit new distributors and help them achieve their goals in business through duplication. That is what we do here at Wakana, and that is what a distributor is. Now, when we're talking about direct selling, Dr. Roz brought that up in her part. She talked about direct selling, and it's person-to-person selling in a place other than a brick and mortar. So it may be on social media, Facebook, as she talked about. It may be home parties. It may be virtual parties, the things that we are doing now that are just making us have so much fun, right? So when we talk about multi-level marketing and pyramid schemes, I know a lot of you all have had people come to you and say, well, you know what? I'm not going to participate in that because it's a pyramid. And I bet you half of them don't know what a pyramid is. So let me just give you some detail and kind of compare and contrast as far as what multi-level marketing is versus what a pyramid scheme actually is. In this graphic, you'll see a difference. So from multi-level marketing, there's a real product available. Pyramid schemes, there is no product. Multi-level marketing, you have low startup costs, you gain your product, you get your services, and you're able to share those with people. Pyramid schemes, there may be a large initial investment, continual reinvestments, but no product. Again, you see that that's the common theme. MLM, you can out-earn people that are above you. If you are coming in as a downline and then you start going to work and doing what you need to do, you can out-earn the person that brought you in. You can never out earn anyone above you in a pyramid. And so you can see some of these other things that are kind of gearing towards the fact that multi-level marketing means that there is a product available. There's a product to sell. Sales and income are based on what you do in your business. There's no training in pyramid schemes. So all of these things you can kind of take a look at and just see that Wakana is not that pyramid scheme. And you can feel confident saying that. Like I said, the bottom line, a legitimate multi-level marketing company is when income is earned based on when a product is sold. And a legal pyramid promises that there are going to be payments or services for enrolling people with no product to sell. Product is the main difference here. And, you know, if I knew then what I know now, I might have even looked at our jobs as pyramids. And no disrespect to anybody in corporate, you know, I know people that love their jobs and want to stay there, no disrespect. But if you're an employee at the bottom, you're probably not going to out earn the CEO. You're probably not going to move up the ranks and be equal with the CEO within a couple of months or even a year of you being in that company. So you just kind of want to take a look at things and say, you know, pyramid is not what people think it is, and it's not related to what multi-level marketing is. Some of them can be pyramids, but that is not what we have here. So just think about that for a moment and just kind of marinate on that as we go along, and we'll continue to have you understand what you can say, what you can't say, and what your business should look like when you're in a legitimate MLM such as Wakana. If you have any questions, here is my email, here's my website, but all of you all have websites, so there it is. But feel free to contact me, feel free to ask me any questions, and I'd love to connect with each and every one of you. So with that, Dr. Roz, I'll give it back to you.
All right, all right. Oh my goodness, I can just feel everybody's anticipation right now, and I can tell that everybody's already focused on knowing that your comfort level is going to a whole nother level. Maybe you've been approached by this kind of stuff, but just get ready. That was just first base. We're fixing to go all the way around the bases because I want you to get ready to welcome.
Could they hear me? I'll just turn my computer back on. Everybody heard? Okay. Oh my God, that would have been awful.
You're unmuted, Dr. Joy. That's okay. It's all family, right? So we are welcoming our Chief Medical Officer. This dynamic lady, listen, she gets all the applause, all the kudos, all the everything. Get ready. Dr. Rita, we just love her, right? We know she's our obstetrician gynecologist, over 30 years, delivered over 8,000 babies. For those of you that are brand new, that might be here for the first time. But she's our Chief Medical Officer. She's one of our co-founders, and she's our pillar of health. Let's welcome Dr. Rita J. McGuire.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Roz. I love how you included that J. That J is for Juanita, Rita Juanita. And Dr. Joy, that was fantastic. I just love the way that we are able to break down terminology for our business partners, for our distributors each and every month. And Dr. Roz, all of that information just shows you how we at Wakana are on the right path, and we are all at the right place at the right time. So I get to share with you tonight how to share the Wakana opportunity in a compliant manner. I get the easy part. See, I leave the hard part for Phyllis and TJ at the end, but let's talk about how you can share it in a compliant manner. So we're going to see if this slide will, I want to turn off my video here. Let's see. So what we don't want to do is we don't want to twist our friends, our family, our co-workers, our neighbors' arms to join Wakana, right? We don't want to lure them in and show them money and twist their arms. That's not what we want to do. And the reason why is because if you remember back a couple of years ago, there were distributors with Herbalife that were doing just that. And what happened is that the FTC fined Herbalife $200 million because they had distributors out there deceiving consumers, deceiving prospective business partners saying they can earn substantial amount of money, that they could live extravagantly. They would show them pictures of yachts and boats, and that's a yacht, but yachts and cars and extravagant travel. And they were really working under deceptive practices. And we don't want our distributors doing that. We really want to educate you, empower you on what you can say when you're sharing this opportunity. And there's a lot of things that you can say that are in compliant. Well, one thing you can say that you know that will keep you out of trouble is when you're sharing the opportunity are the 7 ways that you earn income. You know, we talk about those 7 ways each and every week on our webinars. And that's something that you should have memorized. Another thing that you can share as it relates to the opportunity is talking about the education that we offer to distributors to equip them to understand how CBD works, how the products work, how the compensation works. And also a great way to share the opportunity also in a compliant manner is just letting the videos do the work. You know, sharing with them our webinars, having them join our webinars, our conferences. So far, we've had 2 amazing conferences that show the validity and the opportunity in a legal multi-level marketing company like Wakana through those conferences. And another thing that we always run into, I know I do, is when we're sharing the opportunity with a prospect, they say, you know what, I don't like to sell. You know what my response is? Good, because I don't like to sell either. What I do like to do is share. I like to share some things so that it never ever feels like you are forcing people to buy or buy into the opportunity. So I share with passion, I share with purpose, and I share with intentionality. And the way that I do that is many ways. You know, I'm a busy physician on top of everything else, right? I'm still working, I'm still delivering babies. And so what I do is I like to wear my products. And you may say, well, how do you wear your products? And I actually wear my products, for instance, at the gym. A funny thing happened to me this morning. Many of you know that I work out every day. And I love Dr. Rita's Rub. I love using it so that when I'm in my workout, I can take my workout to that next level. There's nothing that's going to inhibit that workout because my Dr. Rita's Rub. And what happens at the gym and what has happened at the gym? Well, people smell that aroma and they say, what is that smell? And that gives me an open door to start sharing the opportunity. I also do it at work, at the hospital. You know, at the hospital, we have a call room. And in that call room, I have a diffuser. And I'm diffusing my essential oils so that when the next colleague comes and takes over, they smell the room. And through that, I have a business partner, Dr. Joy West. Through the gym, I have a business partner, Dr. Lisa Daniels. So just purposely sharing and wearing my products with intention. Also, maintaining a healthy weight. You know, CBD may assist in weight loss. I've seen it. Many of you've seen it who are on our weight loss page. And that's another way of introducing Wakana by really wearing and being a product of the product. Even with my hair, I took my weave out. You know, that weave was causing a lot of hair thinning and breakage. Now I've got folks that are asking me, what am I using to make my hair grow back? So having passion, having purpose, being intentional, wearing your products wherever you go. So the next step is now you've got that open door, right? That door is open. People are asking you questions. And the way that I share Wakana is by letting them know that this is a movement. You know, I tell them this is bigger than just a bottle of CBD. It's a movement. And our vision is that we exist to end the negative stigma. So many communities have lost out on the health and wealth benefits of this plant. I say that, and I say that and I mean it, because people crave to be a part of community. You know, more people join network marketing, direct sales, multi-level marketing companies, not just because of the product, but they join because of the people. They join because of the community. They join because there's a purpose. Letting people know that Wakana is a movement also drives awareness in ending the negative stigma. We know cannabis is the buzz. It's going to be a $23 billion industry. So it really helps to get action, letting them know that we are going to impact at a global level. This is a movement. People get excited when you share that it's a movement. And then this, oh my, when I share that this is a female and minority-owned CBD company, the only one in Illinois, at the beginning in April and May of 2019, people would shut me down. They would say, I'm in. And I'm like, okay, simmer down. Let me tell you about Wakana. But people love it. Even when you ask them, what did you like best about that video? When you share that video, many times they say, I love the fact that it's minority and it's female owned. So females are looking for other females to lock arms with, knowing that we are the pioneers in this cannabis space for African American women. I share this when I share the opportunity, and those can really identify with being a double minority status. And then, how do you share on social media? How do you, in an ethical and effective way, share this opportunity on social media? You know, I learned from my mentor, Melissa Boston, that people have to gain trust. You have to gain their trust. And the way you gain their trust, in person or on social media, I mean, with the pandemic, everything is virtual, is be conversational, be casual, be genuine, be friendly. You know, the best results when you're dealing with sharing the opportunity on social media is to let others ask you about your opportunity. Don't vomit Wakana. Casually, if you're in Facebook groups and they're talking about, for example, a restaurant, and you may say, you know, pre-COVID, that's where I would meet many of my clients for business. Let them ask you, well, what business are you in? Share your lifestyle. Share about having a lifestyle that's home-based. Share pictures of you working from home. You know, I always love Lisa Nichols. She says, if you lead with service, money will always be on the other side. So gain trust, share articles, empower people with education about CBD. You know, Dr. Roz and I did a launch today. We did a lunch and learn. And I'm telling you, I got 8 text messages or direct messages saying, I learned so much. Thank you so much. And what they also loved were those giveaways. People love free items. You should have seen the Facebook chat going crazy when we did the giveaways. And share pictures of you having fun on your social media page too. Share pictures of how you're doing virtual launch parties. So those are some of the very easy ways that you can share the opportunity in a compliant way so that you can take it to the next level. So that's all I have, and I'm going to give it back over to you.
Oh my goodness. Come on, everybody. Give it up for Dr. Rita, everybody. Yes, yes, yes. Going around the bases. That's what we're doing right now. I mean, she took us, well, she might have taken us to third. So all they got to do now is just take us into home plate.
Yeah.
And we've got, we're so blessed today to join with us the mighty, mighty Phyllis Nash. Join, I think they're going to do it together. But let me tell you a little bit about Phyllis Nash. If you don't know already, she's thebomb.com. This is the lady. Let me tell you something. I say it all the time. She does not have to be here, okay? Because she's had a 7-figure lifestyle. And we call her our midwife because she's helping us to birth all of the possibility on the inside of us. And she's going to work together with Mr. Mr. Thomas Sewell V, which is our Senior Director of Quality Assurance at Wakana. I call him the compliance man. I'm giving him a new terminology, the king of compliance. And so, without any further ado, please receive TJ, Thomas Sewell, and Phyllis Nash.
Awesome. You need to share my screen. Hey there, Dr. Roz. Can you see me?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we are sharing the screen. Well, good evening, everybody. I'm excited to be here. This is my first Wakana Difference, and I am excited to be here with all of you guys. And so we're going to talk a little about the sharing the opportunity, what you can say versus what you can't. And we're going to be talking about from the FDA's point of view, because, you know, in the CBD world, there are just so many things we can say and can't. And I am going to be working hard with all of you as I present, because we've become used to saying certain things, but there are things that we're not able to say. Thank you, Dr. Joy.
Bear with us, the mouse is
Bear with us for a second.
Interesting.
Oh, yeah, that's what you got.
I'm gonna look over it. Look over there. Help us.
And and why it's so important to educate your customers on CBD. Here at Wakana, that's one of the things that we're known for. And so again, when they go into Walgreens or CVS, or even when sometimes they go into the dispensaries, they don't get the full definition and information that they really need. And that's one thing you can count on at Wakana. But just because medical claims cannot be made does not mean that there is not an abundance of information that can be utilized in educating your customers. So by educating customers on the benefits and quality of our products, they will feel more comfortable doing business with us. So let's look at the claims that you are not allowed to use when describing your products. Guys, I know this is not going to be the easiest thing, because we've all kind of gotten used to saying some of them. Well, none of us say it treats inflammation, it prevents cancer, it treats diabetes, it cures depression, prevents flu, treats autism. And so we cannot say those things at all. And I don't really think I've heard any of our distributors, even our testimonies, saying that they cure. Well, I can't say that. We did have one that was meeting compliance right today as we speak, right, TJ? Mm-hmm. But we nipped that in the bud. But absolutely not ever say cures anything. And so this part is going to be, well, you know what? I'm going to give you a chance. Why don't you go back, Joy? I'm going to give you a chance to actually write these terms down so that you can start practicing as well as myself. You know, I don't say it treat inflammation, but I use the word inflammation a lot. So we just want to know what we can and can't do. Why? Because Wakana is growing every day. We're getting bigger and bigger every day. And so we want to be out there and being compliant, because this is a legacy company that we're building, guys. And we want to make sure our children's children, we want to make sure those millennials' children's children, not mine, they are here. I mean, mine too, but theirs, because that's the even more generations that we take care of. So hopefully you have been able to write that down. And so you can say it supports the immune system. I've been saying that with COVID because I've been trying to get used to saying these terms. It aids in recovery. You know, when Dr. Rita talks about working out, what does it do? It helps that athlete, it aids his recovery, his body recovering from the soreness. It promotes relaxation. It balances your mood. You know, we deal with anxiety, but we can say mood. People can read between the lines. It aids in easing discomfort. We can't, I mean, pain is a word that they don't want us to use at all. So what is dis-ease? What is discomfort? It's pain. But you can say it aids in easing discomfort. It nourishes the skin. It reduces stress. You know, it relieves tension and stiffness. It enhances clarity and focus. It assists in a better night's rest. Now, these are terms, you know, we talk about how good that sleep is, that REM sleep we get in, but you need to say it assists in it. We can't say CBD because they have what? A whole lot of sleeping medicines, pharmaceuticals out there that doctors are prescribing every day. So they don't want you to compete with them. But if you can say it assists in better night's rest, then you get around that. You know, if you can say it reduces stress, it doesn't stop anxiety. Why? You can't say that because they got tons of drugs that address that. So what do you say? Reduces. And so what I'm going to do right now is to let you write those terms down, because we're going to open it up and we're going to have some conversations about what we've already talked about. And Joy and TJ are going to squeeze in, and the rest of the panelists are going to join us. So we'll give them another minute to write it down, because guys, by you all now coming on board and by everybody stepping up and becoming leaders, you're going to be doing your own grand openings. You're going to start leading your team. You and your team members that you bring into the business, you're going to start doing your presentations, your grand openings. So we want to make sure that all of you are equipped and out there saying the right thing. Why? Because we know they are looking at Wakanda. We are growing every day by leaps and bounds. We want to make sure that we stay compliant whenever we are speaking about our products and talking to our customers and our distributors. Because believe it or not, Big Brother is watching, and we want to be ready for Big Brother. So we're going to open it up to the panelists right now, and let's talk about some of those topics that we've already talked about.
That's good.
Okay, everybody. I'm going to move in a little bit, and one of the things I would like to talk about is, TJ, come on.
Yes.
One of the things I would like to talk about is Dr. Joy talked about the pyramid. And I know a lot of you guys get that question, you know, well, that's one of those pyramid things. And my response to anybody that's asking me that, I need to know what they mean by pyramid. If you put it back on them, a lot of times people are misinformed, you know, and so you want to at least know what they think a pyramid is. And a lot of times they don't even know. That's just a saying that they say. And so a lot of times people say, well, people get in and you get somebody else to get in. But no, you present an opportunity to somebody that's looking to change their family's lifestyle. And then you have a viable product. And then you offer a person an opportunity to get started with your company if they like what they see. But even before I go there, I say to them that pyramids are illegal. And multi-level marketing and network marketing and social selling is a business model that some companies use to distribute their products. So don't get intimidated by that question, because they're going to ask you. But if you know what that is, then you can reply back to them. Give it back to them. What do you call a pyramid? and Joy had a perfect example. Most traditional businesses are like a pyramid. They're shaped like that because that person down on the bottom can never out-earn the CEO of that company. That looks like a pyramid to me. Now, it's not. It's shaped like one. It's not. They probably do have some products that are being exchanged. But just kind of explain that to people, because people just tend to say, oh, that's a pyramid. That's one of those things. I ask them, what's one of those things? So, TJ?
Yes. So, again, I just want to say, like, I'm excited. So, I just want to make it plain and clear in regards to what the objective was of this specific conference call. And this conference call was sharing the opportunity. And so it was very important for us to ensure that when our distributors are sharing the opportunity, they have a comprehensive understanding of the difference between sharing it in a compliant fashion versus a non-compliant fashion. And so I thought that it would be important for us to practice questions to our very own, our Chief Sales Officer, Phyllis Nash. And so I guess my question for you, Phyllis, my very first question rather for you, is that how do you ensure that you're sharing the opportunity in a compliant fashion in regards to the business? But then the second piece of the question is going to be, how do you make sure that you are emphasizing professionalism, that you're emphasizing making sure that you're bringing the right approach? And then are there scenarios where you may approach one specific person differently versus another person?
TJ, basically no, and most of you guys know I talk about the system. I talk about the system to our red interface. I'll probably talk about the system to you say, I wish you shut up. I know that, but I also know that repetition is what is going to make you great, what is going to create that legacy. And I tell you this, I lead by example. So when I meet someone, I do, it's in the script book. Hey, TJ, I just met you. I don't know if you're interested in the cannabis business, but do you know that's one of the biggest industries we'll ever see in our lifetime? I don't know how you feel about it, but I'd like to share some information with you. I don't care if it's doctor, lawyer, Indian chief. Now, I might have a different approach, but that's what it's going to end up being. I'm going to share 3 videos with you because I want my tools, which are the videos, to do the work for me. I don't want to meet everybody that I want to join me in the business and have to explain what Dr. Alice explains. I'm not a doctor, so they're going to be looking at me like, what are you talking about? You can do that, but why do you want to? Because you're going to attract a lot of people in your business that are not doctors. So you equip everybody with the same thing. And that's the 3 videos. So I send those videos and I'll let you know, TJ, look, they're only 15 minutes in entirety. So can I call you back in 20 minutes? And you might say, oh, I'm driving. So fine, you're driving. Well, can I call you back this evening or is tomorrow morning better? And so what I'm finding, unlike anything I've ever done, is that people want to know about cannabis. So if I say, can I call you back in 20 minutes because it's only 15 minutes, a lot of times they say, okay. So guys, you have nothing to lose. That's how I approach everybody because I want to do this. I want to create a system that everybody can do, whether they're shy, whether they're outgoing, whether they're practicing, whoever can share 3 videos.
Excellent. Well, I feel like that is very much so the best way. And so one thing that I gathered from her in sharing the opportunity as she's discussing, again, utilizing the tools. At Wakana, we work tirelessly to ensure that our distributors have the necessary tools to be able to adequately, to be able to professionally be able to explain what we do here at Wakana. And so I would love to now kind of turn it over to our hashtag the Wakana Difference Committee, and also just getting questions from them in regards to different situations or scenarios that they've had in regards to sharing the opportunity or questions. You're saying, hey, I do an excellent job with, making sure I don't make any claims, making sure that, you know, I'm not saying that it prevents or cures. And so what in regards to the business, in regards to when people start asking about, you know, they say, William Mooney's favorite thing to say is show me the money. And so when they start talking about the money, what are the most compliant ways to share about them, about the finances, the financial pieces of Wakana?
Yes.
I am.
Well, we have a compensation plan attached to our, just an overview, because we don't go into in depth. First of all, most of our overviews, parties, whatever we're showing is an overview. They'll never get it all in one day, but we do say there are 7 ways for you to have 7 different income streams in Wakana. And so as you learn, as you first hear it for the first time, that is standard throughout. But you won't get it all, but you continue to hear it. And people, can I tell you the best way you're going to understand your comp plan is to start earning money. When it falls under the unilevel, when it falls under the weekly, you'll start clicking on those tabs and you'll say, oh, that's what she means by weekly retail overrides. That's what she means by personal retail sales. That's where you get the fast start bonus. That's when a crown jewel package is sold. So we go through that, but I know that in the first time someone is hearing the information, they don't get it all. But what we want to instill in them is that as we're going on this journey, they're not in business by themselves. They have support. If you bring someone into the business, personally sponsored. Joy personally went out and sponsored Natoya. Joy is going to get with Natoya within 48 hours of her joining. And she's going to have a sales academy training with her. That's to get down to the bolts and nuts of the business. And at that point, Natoya still won't know it all. But Joy isn't leaving her. She's giving her the system. And so that's why we have to be engaged in the people we bring into the business. Soon we're going to have the Sales Academy training on our Success Academy. That's great. That means that that person can go there 24/7. But I really want to recommend, if you want to build a serious business, that you take the time to sit down or have a conversation with that new person to see what their why is and what their goal is, and to ask them, can I hold you accountable? And people wonder why I do this, say this, why that's so important. Let me tell you, it is the biggest and best thing you could do for yourself and that person. Because now I know how I can support you in your business. Now I know where you want your business to take you, what some of your goals are, and if I can help you. Everybody is not going to do this business the same. And so if that conversation is going to let you know how you can work with this person. So if somebody tells me, I only want to make $500 a month, I know how much time that's going to take. I know what path that's going to take, and I can work with them. I know somebody else is going to say, within the next 3 months, I want to make 5 figures. I know what that's going to take. And whatever you want to do, I'm happy supporting you in doing it. But I need to know. And so when you know what that person wants, you know how to work with them. It's the same way though, guys. It's just more or less of it.
Excellent. And so now I would love to kind of throw it over to Dr. Rita. And Dr. Rita, what are some examples of how sharing the opportunity in a compliant manner and how it has affected your business and its success?
You know, I like to share a great example of sharing the opportunity that Dr. Joy and I had today. And that is lots of people who want to become involved are very busy. You know, we're all very busy. And what I always like to share with them is that they can wrap Wakana very easily around what they're doing. i.e., we were speaking today with a restaurant owner, and chef, and how we have already systems in place to have virtual parties where you're infusing and using our products virtually. And that was very appealing, that part of our business model, because of COVID, because they know that their business is suffering and hurting. So I always love to share the opportunity and wrap it around whatever that person is doing so they can see how easy it is to incorporate Wakana with what they're doing, even when they have a busy schedule like many of us do. So that's been very successful. I did that with Dr. Joy. I've done that with probably 90% of my personally sponsored business partners who are very, very, very busy. They have full-time practices, or they're working and they're just wrapping Wakana around what they're doing already.
Excellent. That was absolutely great. And so what I would like to now do is I would like to now throw it back over to Dr. Roz. And Dr. Roz, when you're sharing the opportunity, how important is it to have those points of reference in regards that you shared with us today? And so when you shared those articles with us in regards to, hey, this is not what Wakana is saying, but this is what the market is saying. This is what legitimate journalism is indicating in regards to MLM versus a pyramid scheme. And so how do you go about sharing that information?
Well, realistically, we have to understand people are ignorant, okay? Because people, they automatically think they know what a pyramid is, and they're set. So many of them are just set in their belief system of what they've been told or what they've heard. And bottom line is, some people, I've not been able to change their mind about it, because, man, what'd you say?
Ask them what they think it is.
Absolutely. And when they tell you what they think it is wrong. It's not what it is. But my point is, some of them are so convinced that they're right.
Oh, yeah.
And that was what I was going to ask Phyllis is, when you come across, we have a certain criteria of some people you just can't work with, right?
You know what you said that was key? You said they are convinced. I'm not trying to convince them.
Right.
If they're convinced that this is a certain thing, I'm going to welcome them to their thoughts, because they'll do that. But I'm not going to leave with, but do you know anybody that might be interested in the product or the business? I'm going to still ask, because I've heard people actually blow up, say, I don't want no parts of it. But when that question is asked, they say, oh yeah, I got some people to give you. So what this business has taught me is that these people will do whatever. So you stay on your course. So, okay, fine, TJ. If this isn't for you, I understand. But you got an endocannabinoid system, and you might need some of my products. So make sure, are you sure you don't want any product?
Well, I'm not sure if it's going to work.
Well, the only way you can know is that you try it, and you have nothing to lose, because we have a 30-day bottom of the jar money back guarantee.
Wow.
So what do you have to lose?
I have nothing.
That means you can take the product all month long, and if you don't get the results you want, you get your money back. And since you don't want to do it, do you know anybody that might want to get into the cannabis industry? The biggest industry in our lifetime. Do you have any referrals?
Wow. I might have some referrals for you.
Okay, well, if you can't give them to me now, I'm going to check back with you no later than tomorrow. Get that list for me, because that'll help support my business.
Excellent. Excellent.
I mean, just give it back all the time, because one thing, and why you should go to certification, why you should get on Dr. Rita's calls, why you should get on Wednesday night. Why? Because it gives you that ability and that confidence to say, hey, I'm not upset because you don't want to, but do you know anybody? Be confident. And I know that a lot of you all get shut down when that happens. And so how do you build your confidence? Use your product. Start talking to people. The people don't, if you mess up something, they don't even know. So get over that. You know, the more you get out there and to talk to people, because I stumble up now, but I don't care. Heck, I might not see them no more. So what if I make a mistake? So just make, you know, but you don't know where this road will lead you. So you don't have to get mad at anybody. You don't have to take it personal. And I know you do. You just started, your feelings get hurt. Why? Because my feelings used to get hurt all the time. But they don't get hurt no more. I don't care who it is. I'm going to talk to them about it now. So hope that helped.
Wow, no, I thought that was excellent information. And so, Gerald, you know, one of the things that I wanted to discuss with you in regards to sharing the opportunity are what are some caveats and what are some ways to lead the conversation?
Oh, well, Phenomenal Fellas just covered it. You know, we're gonna engage them, ask them, do they know about the industry? We could engage them and ask them, do they know about the ECS system? We have a plethora of questions, but myself, I always go for the ECS system because I know they don't know about it, and I know we can strike up a nice conversation. So those are my ends. I keep it very simple. I follow the script that Phyllis has created via Minister Mooney, beating it into my head. So that's it. We're gonna go for the industry, or we're gonna go for what is inside of you that you don't know about.
Excellent. And so, you know, I really love that. I love to, you know, like I said, when you have conversations with people, and like you said, when you talk about the endocannabinoid system, most people aren't sure what that is. So that gives you an opportunity to really lead and own the conversation and kind of control the questions because you know all the answers. So then you really are able to solidify yourself as an expert, as someone that is very knowledgeable in regards to what the cannabis plant can do for you. And so I think that that's just another excellent way to really share the opportunity and being very intentional with what you ask, and then of course, obviously making sure that you know the answer. And so that is really the points that I really wanted to make in regards to making sure that you're sharing the opportunity in a compliant manner. And so when you're talking, is there any, outside of products, Phyllis, is there anything else that you absolutely would never say, or someone that shouldn't say when sharing the opportunity outside of the product?
Boy, you can make $100,000 in 10 days. Now, there is somebody that probably can do that, but that's not the average. And when the regulators are looking at us, they're looking at averages. So you never make income claims. You never make income claims because you don't know who that person is that you're talking to. You don't know what their desires are. You don't know what their work is. You just don't know. So that's not something you want to talk about. You want to let them know when they look at the income streams, they can kind of do their own math and see how they are going to work their business and make the money that they and their family want. But you don't make income claims. You don't tell people that you got this yacht that you went out, and it's not your yacht anyway. You're walking on the lake and you say, see that yacht over there? That's the lifestyle that I've got with Wakana.
Yeah.
How many of the percentages? And I'm telling you guys that I have been told all kinds of things in these years that I've been in this industry. And so integrity in this business is key, and it comes through all levels. I mean, it comes to, I can meet somebody. I mean, and a lot of you, and just so you know, sometimes you don't know. This is another way of being compliant and having integrity. I have been able to talk to people that I've talked to since the first time of coming into this business, because I'm never going to steal anybody from them. I'm never going to go behind them and do something. I'm never going to be disrespectful for anybody in this business. And there are many times, even on the Facebook page, somebody will say, well, how do you get started? And you'll say, everybody will go after that person. And you didn't put that person on the Facebook page. You know, and it should always be, go back to the person that invited you to the page. You know, you got to have integrity because it goes a long way. I have told people about this business, and people just text me, hey, I see you in the business. I need some gummies for my autistic grandson. I know your company has done their due diligence. Give me your website. So my point is, if you have integrity, people trust you. They don't even have to know anything else. They don't have to shop around. They go straight to you. Hey, I've been looking at this cannabis industry for a long time. I'm seeing what you guys are doing. We've been friends forever. I had that told to me yesterday. And the guy said, I don't want to do the business, but I need your product. Hey, I know that when he gets my product, he's going to know 5, 10 other people that need it. So that again. But if you have integrity while you're on Facebook, while you're doing social media, while you're walking in your life, people will come back. And so it's good. You never want anybody to say, oh yeah, don't have your people around her because she'll steal them. You don't steal people. That person will never work out. I'm telling you, every time somebody says, oh, I'm not going to do it. And you can't make people sign up with you. You might have told them about it. You might have said it, but somebody will come with me and, oh, I didn't know you was in a company. So-and-so told me about it, but I want to be with you. And I'm like, let me tell you, I'll work with you, but I will never take you from someone else. Well, I just don't want to be it. That person isn't worth the relationship that I have with whoever they came to first. It just isn't worth it. So you tell people that. And it doesn't matter if you got a company like Wakana, we're a little company that we help everybody. You know, we haven't gotten so big that, oh no, I'm not working with your team, I'm not working with your team. We kind of are helping, we're one team. Integrity is key in this business.
TJ, if you don't mind, I just wanted to address one of the questions that we got. This is not really compliance, but just a point of reference. So what do you say to people that want samples? I know we don't give samples, and I think one thing that Phyllis has told us before is when you gain your free product and you're able to get free product from whatever your sales have been, use that free product as your sample for that person. Because people are able to understand what the product does and how it feels by trying it. So
Excellent.
that was all. I just didn't want his question to get missed from Phil.
And another thing about that, Phil, is that I know that as a company, we have those to put in the little party pack, some containers that you can share a little pain cream, maybe some little bottles to share some of your tinctures if you like. But I'm always about, I know the companies don't do that, but I would go out and buy some little things to put my stuff in until that happens. Because you know, if they sample that pain cream, you know, if you give them anything out of your products, then they're going to come back. And so I'm always taking that proactive step because I know what that can do to your business. Also, that's why you are encouraged to get a party pack, to go out and do your CV. I believe in my business paying for my business expenses. That's part of my marketing. So go hit 500, go hit 1,000, or go put money aside every month to go back into your business, buy a product for yourself that you can sample to your prospects and things. This is a business, so treat it like a business.
That's
And also, I would also like to kind of reference when people, until we're able to fully be able to, operate with providing samples, it's really important then to emphasize what Phyllis spoke about earlier, that bottom of the jar guaranteed satisfaction. You know, if someone purchases something from you and they don't like it, all they have to do is really contact us and we will take care of it. In our scenarios, it's we have very small, I would say in the year that I've been with Wakana, I would say there's probably been less than 8 scenarios where someone has returned a product and they're saying, oh, this didn't work for me. And I'm the person that actually handles all of those specific scenarios whenever, they're actually contacting our customer service team. And so I would say for those people, that would like to sample something, I would challenge them to purchase something. And if they don't like it, just know that their money is guaranteed all the way to the bottom of the bottom. And so at this specific time, we really want to take time to answer all the questions. And if you have questions, okay, perfect, excellent. So what's our first question, Dr. Drew?
Okay, what advice would you give to someone that says they just want to build their own brand? So I'm assuming you approach them wanting them to be a distributor, and they say, no, I just want to build my own.
Do they mean their social media brand or a brand within Wakana, or they just want to be in the cannabis industry and have their own brand of CBD? I don't know. Respond to that, and then we can answer that for you.
And then I would just say in the interim, anyone that's talking about they want to have their own brand, one thing that we've done is we've already done the work here at Wakana, and we've made it very easy to make it duplicatable. But when people start indicating that they would like to start their own brand, you can indicate to them that we do offer a bulk order program where you can actually white label our products and utilize them at your convenience, which we have had some people do. And so you want to educate them and let them know that we do have that here as an option at Wakana, but we have already done the work. We've invested into COAs, full panels that cost $800 to pop. And so when people indicate that they want to build their brand, that's a great window right into the bulk order program. And then, but also then emphasizing them is, it's also very expensive, and it can be quite an investment in regards to building your own brand.
Did they answer?
Yeah. Letitia, if you have a follow-up for your question, just go ahead and put it in the chat so that we can address it.
And it might have been answered already, Letitia.
Do we have any more questions? Let's go to the next one.
Let's see. We did the whole field. I don't see any others. If I've skipped over you, let me know. Oh, the person I was discussing this with has their own practice that they're building.
And again, do they want a white label? Because if they want a white label, TJ has the answer for them.
And they said they just couldn't focus on any other businesses right now. So it sounds like a busy thing. Like, I'm too busy to do this because I'm already building my own situation.
And then I would say with people that have their own practices, that's where you really want to push forward with that 30-day test drive. And say, hey, with your own practice, if you have people that are interested in CBD, if you have people that would like to, work with a CBD company, then you now still have the resource. And then it gives them the opportunity to then try it out for themselves and say, okay, wow, well, I thought that I, wanted this, but based upon that experience, so that's when you want to get that 30-day test drive, and you want to drive people to your website, to purchase the product.
I can't, for some reason, I don't have connectivity to my phone. Someone wanted the 3 videos, but you can go to our Facebook page. If you're a guest on the line, you can ask the person to give you those 3 videos. But if you're not, you can go to the Facebook page, and they're right up there at the top, the 3 videos. You can copy and paste them.
What Letitia says, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, what is the bulk package?
If you're interested in the bulk package, you can call Thomas, and he will get that information to you at the home office.
Yes. Yes. So it's 312. So it's 888 312 0420. And just to kind of give you like a brief synopsis of the bulk. And so pretty much what the bulk scenario is that I believe you can come at 10, at 5, 10, and the minimum is 5,000. And then from that 5,000, what we can actually do is that we provide you with our COAs to ensure that our products are what they say they are. And then we give you 2 options. So if you want to actually create your own labels, and promote your own product in regards to building your own brand. So this person has a practice, and it's medicine practice Dallas. If they want to have a medical practice Dallas CBD, then they can make that investment into our bulk program and create their own labels, and making sure that they're following all the restrictions that their specific state, city, county mandates in regards to CBD. And I'll have Dr. Joy put my email in there, which is thomas@wakana.com. And if you want to follow up or you have more inquiries in reference to our bulk order program, I'll be more than happy to schedule a call.
Thank you, Dr. Ross, for
Thank
putting the
you.
videos in the chat.
So the videos are in the chat. What's her question on hip power hair? So that's going to be a Dr. Rita question. Answer. Probably.
What was the question?
Let me read it. Suppose someone says, tell me more about the hip power hair. They think they can get results from one bottle in most cases. How would you handle this?
No, Doris Mosley does a call. She's our trichologist and then talks about it also on certification. So listen to what she says and you can refer them that information. And usually in one bottle is not going to really change the world. I mean, it didn't take one bottle to become thin, have thin hair. And in some cases, it does work in that amount of time. But I don't know what happened there. In some cases, it does work, but everybody is different. So again, they need to try the product.
Right. And I would just add, and it brings me to a point, we see a lot of distributors that get frustrated when customers come back to them and say, this didn't work, right? And they've had 15, 20 years of chronic illness. And so being very transparent and realistic, letting them know that everyone metabolizes CBD differently, depending on your weight, depending on your diet, depending on your body chemistry. All this we teach in certification, and you can really relay that information so that your customer doesn't have this unrealistic view on their results. So be very, very, very transparent that CBD works differently in everybody, and that there are so many factors that you have to think about when you think about how fast results can be seen with any of our products.
So, okay, read your question.
Okay. Phil has a question about if products are managed with, excuse me, lot numbers.
Yes, so our products are managed with lot numbers, and the primary purpose of us managing our products with lot numbers is to ensure that when we're conducting our COAs specifically identify that specific batch.
And Cheryl, to your point, Doris usually says to give it 6 months before you say that the hemp-powered hair does not work. But again, the tool with her video would be helpful in terms of them hearing it from her. Sometimes people hear it from you and they're like, oh, okay. But hearing it from the expert, and you will become an expert as well, but hearing it from the expert is always helpful.
And that's an example of using the tools. The tools are always going to serve you well. It's not me that's the expert, but I'm giving you what the expert says. So Dr. Rita, that was her perfect question for her because she's the expert. And so that's how you refer it. And so it's not on you. You know, most people know that in 30 days things don't happen, although it did with Michael, and it has with many people, but that's no guarantee.
I think that's all the questions.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. I think that we did an excellent job with staying in the time frame, and this was an excellent call. And, did anybody have anything else to share before we close this out?
Well, we want to thank everybody for coming to the hashtag, the Wakana Difference. We do this every third Friday of the month. And every third Friday of the month is a different topic so that you all can be compliant and your comfort level can go through the roof anytime you approach anything about Wakana. Thank you guys so much for being here. Man, we're excited. Let's go do it.
Thank you, everyone.
Awesome. Thanks for having me, guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yes.
Thank you, big sister.
You're right.